What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 3. This is not your grandfather's vlog. My name is Josh Cannon yet again, and today I'm going to be talking about something that is kind of stigmatized in modern day society by certain groups of people. And this is something that I have to tell people eventually, especially girls, that eventually I have to tell them that I still live with mommy and daddy. Okay, now, let me explain. Calm down. Listen to my story. I first moved out of my house when I was 24 years old. I wanted to move out a lot sooner than that, but A, I was broke as fuck, and B, I had nobody reliable to move in with, and that is very important, the second one. The first one, having the money, that's important, but having somebody fucking reliable that you trust, that you can get along with, that you have similar lifestyles and sleep schedules to, that you have some history with. All these things are so important when you first move in with somebody. More important than anything else. So I didn't have that until finally my best friend at the time, we decided that we were going to move in together, and I was going to take a dive. Even though financially I wasn't quite stable enough to do it, I said, fuck it, I'm going to try to do it anyway. So we found a great place. I lived on my own at this place for 2 years, me and my roommate. For 2 years I lived on my own. And it was great as far as the partying and the girls, the whole bachelor pad thing. That was fine, but I didn't do shit with my life in those 2 years. Let me just tell you, I did not do anything productive. I did not get anything accomplished. My music just, even though I was doing a music project at the time with this girl who turned out to be an extreme flake, I was doing that project, but it was not really, my heart wasn't in it. I got sidetracked, man. All that partying and girls and all that, I got so sidetracked. I didn't accomplish shit. And not to mention, for the most part, the first at least year and a half there, I was still working at my shitty dead-end job at CVS. So the time came when the landlords decided they didn't want to be landlords anymore, so they actually put our house that we were living in up for rent. Or for sale, I should say. For sale, not for rent. So they were trying to sell our house. Then someone eventually bought it. We didn't know about any of this stuff until the last month that they needed us out of there. They're like, yeah, we sold the house and you guys have a month to get out. The sooner the better. And it was like, okay, shit, that kind of sucks. I've like totally gotten used to living out in this neighborhood. Like, I love living out here, blah, blah, blah. So, anyway, we said, okay, we tried to scrape together as much money as we could for a deposit on a new place. We couldn't do it. It started to look like I had no other choice but to move back in with my parents. I so didn't want to do that. You have no idea. I did not want to do that at all, man. Like, I saw myself as, like, I moved up in the world. That was the past. You know, I'd often laugh at my old room when I'd visit my parents' house. Oh, Josh, you were so young and stupid back then. Now here I am having to face moving back in with my parents, which I eventually did. The plan was, this was only going to be temporary. Me and my roommate at the time, we still wanted to move back in with each other because we worked so well for those 2 years. We didn't get into a single argument those 2 years. So this was like, all right, man, this is a temporary thing, 2 months, you know, total, and we're going to be back out on the market looking for another place to live. All right, cool. So that rolls around. During this time, he gets into a touring band and goes on a tour and joins this band, and he doesn't know if he's going to be able to even do it now, like move in with me, which at that time for me, I was fine with because honestly, like, I had gotten into DJing at that time, karaoke DJing, so I was making a lot more money, and for once in my life, I, like, had some money to burn, and I didn't have bills or anything like that to worry about, so I was like, yeah, man, you go on and do your thing. I'm kind of liking being here at my parents' house, having all this extra money that I can play with, buying the camera that I'm speaking to you on right now. So, yeah, it was a good thing for a little bit. So, 2 months eventually turned into 2 years. A few months ago, I believe it was a few months ago, I'm on this dating website. Yes, I do dating websites. I don't anymore. I don't, like, I've stopped all that stuff now, but I did at the time, and I did for a really long time. I met this girl off of there. She messaged me, and we started talking, and instantly there was no attraction level on my end. There was nothing like that. But I thought she was a really cool person to talk to. So I was like, alright, I'll talk to this chick. We would talk on the phone because I'm really big on the phone. Like, I love talking on the phone. I know I'm so ancient for that because nobody talks on the phone anymore. Everybody texts or whatever. I like the personal connection of hearing someone's voice and being able to respond right away in real time. It's really nice. So anyway, I'm talking to this girl on the phone. We hang out like once for like maybe 2 months. We talk on the phone almost every night. And things seem to be going pretty good. They really do. And so like one day she's like, hey, I got this room in my house that is totally empty, and you know, you can totally stay here. And I'm like, all right, cool. So we move in. Everything seems to be going good for a while. I'm not gonna get into the meaty details of that story just because I feel like that would make this video another 9 minutes in length. But long story short, I was only there for 1 month before she kicked me out. I was there for 1 freaking month. I packed all my shit up from my parents' house in a U-Haul, moved it over there, and in 1 month's time I'm kicked out. Basically, long story short with her is she's a little brat. She didn't want me there anymore. Her mom owned the house. I signed no lease, so legally I had no leg to stand on. She snaps her fingers one day and decides, I don't want a roommate anymore. Oh, cool. Let me just pack all my stuff up that I just got done unpacking and just go, just because you decide you don't want a roommate. Now, all those things I said at the beginning of the video, knowing somebody for a long time, knowing that they're reliable, that you get along, that your lifestyles fit, yeah, I threw all that out the window with her because I was so desperate to get out of my parents' house. I wanted to live on my own again. So, here I am. I'm back again at the parents' house. I actually had a video on my YouTube channel. It said a big change in Josh's life or something. Most of you probably have not seen that video. It was only up for like 2 months or maybe a month, and I took it down. It was basically a video I shot at her house talking about how I had recently moved and all. And if you want to see a different change of atmosphere, if you look at episode 9, my Warcraft 2, that was actually shot at her house, so you can check out that whole, that thing. So anyway, here I am again. I hate the location. We live out in the middle of nowhere. It's kind of nice though, because I mean it keeps it's very private out here, so it's like I know nobody's gonna be rolling up to my house that I don't know or that I don't want rolling up to my house, because that shit happened to me when I lived on my own. That's a different story. So it's very private. That's nice, but I fucking hate this location. It's out in the middle of nowhere. It takes me like 25, 30, 45 minutes to get anywhere in Jacksonville. I do love my parents. We get along great, but I'm 27 years old. I should kind of be having my own shit by now. Christian Bale in American Psycho, he was 27 years old, and he had like an awesome office job and a nice apartment, and he killed a lot of people. Yes, maybe that's what I... No, anyway. But the positive, though. Living here, I am forced to be productive. Because there's nothing else. What else am I going to do out here? Hop down on my bike and go down to the cool hip bar down the street? There ain't no bar around here for like 30 minutes. I mean, anything I do out here is a concerted effort. I've got to get dressed, get in my car, drive and drive to, you know, it's just not practical. So most of the time I'm forced to work out and keep up with my weight, work on my YouTube channel, work on my music, shit that actually will matter in the future, accomplishments, things I've actually done. So, honestly, I'm accomplishing more now than I ever have. I'm saving money. But let's go to the social judgments of living on your own, or living with your parents, being older like I am. People assume a few things. They assume you're lazy. which I can tell you I'm not. I've clawed, kicking and screaming to get out of here, so I mean that's definitely not it. They assume you're a baby, can't leave mommy and daddy's crib because you're scared of the big bad world. Again, that's not the case, as I explained earlier. These all might be reasons for some people, but not for me personally. Reason number 3, they think that you're immature. They think that, whatever, you can't handle the bills, you can't handle responsibilities. I was like the damn tax guy at our house with my old roommate. I handled all the bills, I made sure everything was paid on time. It came so natural. So again, you fail on that one. And probably the 4th reason is girls just don't dig it. And you know, that's something I can't do anything about. I explain my situation to every new person I meet that I might be interested in. Most of them are understanding. On paper, I'm sure some girls see that and they're immediately turned off, but if you don't know me and don't know my story, then you really shouldn't judge somebody based on a small detail of their life, because man, life happens to everybody. Shit happens to everybody. And to just judge somebody on something like that, you know, like that's some kind of, like you're making an assumption that they're either lazy, they're a baby, they're immature. Those things are not true at all. Or they may be true, but you really got to get to know the person first. So just to judge them on that is stupid. So that is my vlog update of this week, the week of February 18th, 2016 at 6:08 p.m. right now. Hope you enjoyed watching. Hit subscribe, comment, share, whatever. Everybody enjoy the rest of your week, and I love you.